want to touch on the fountain. We got to make sure it goes from collapse to corruption because, well, the fountain's important because of my grandma, and then the whole history of that because the fountain needs to be the fountain. Fountain. It's like 10 amazing things. What I wanted to do is I wanted to bridge the gap between civilizations, so it would be the death of one and then the greed of another coming in, and basically the only thing left was the fountain. And I really wanted to be specific in terms of how tall it is, how wide, how much water is coming down. Like, we have to get it right to the T. I have pictures I can send off, everything. Like, I'm seeing a very specific image in my head. Yeah, how do you feel about moving forward? Like, do you think we're ready to send it off?
What's really gonna put us in the history books, I think, is like the scale of the level.
Right.
You know? Like buildings as far as the eye can see, like, oh my God, we're gonna make Quake 2 look like cross-country Canada, you know, or like
storyline. I can kind of weave it all together for there to be a reason for that. But I do want the focus to be the fountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there could be buildings in the background, for sure.
We're going all out with this, you know what I mean? Like, this is the precipice of new technology. I'm really
You feel good about it? Like, you feel like we can move forward, we're ready for the next step? Like, we can send it off?
Yeah, I think.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. So I'll tell graphics to get started on that. I think it's really gonna add a lot to the level.
Yeah, I'm really excited to make history here.
Yeah, make history, but tell a story. Make an impact.
Sure, you know.
Yeah.
Ready to accept your Nobel Peace Prize in video games?
It's running a little slow. Is there any way
You
we
don't
can
say.
Make it run faster?
No, we cannot. There's no way. This is the best you're gonna get. Actually, you know what? This isn't even the best you're gonna get. This is better than what you're gonna get because we're working with a frame rate of 30. And the most triangles we can safely render on screen with a consumer level graphics card at a frame rate of 30 is 305,874. And do you know how many triangles you're looking at now?
Yeah, how many are in?
75 million.
And that number is firm.
I mean, I'm not making up the number, Caron. The computer is. You want to tell the computer?
So I guess it's either worse graphics or smaller levels?
Yep. Those are your two options. Those are the only two options.
We can't raise that number?
Okay, here's what I can do to this number, all right? Ooh, look. I can make it look fancy. Oh, look how beautiful. I'm gonna draw a bunch of hearts around it. This is what I can do to that number. Okay. You notice how the number's staying the same?
Thank you.
There's a smiley face for you.
As for a decision on which we'll do, I'm gonna get back to you on that.
You get back to me on that.
Thank you. Thank you for your work.
You're welcome.
We used to see each other just 2 or 3 times a week and make tons of cash. Remember that?
All right, I'll just cut to the chase. I need 10 more graphics people in order to optimize the game.
Caron, that's a 2-person department. You're talking about multiplying the budget by 5.
Okay, what if we made a deal with a graphics card company? You know, buy our game, get $100 off of Voodoo.
Your next best option was materializing a multi-million-dollar deal with a hardware company?
Okay, yeah, I can see how that's a bit ambitious.
Caron, I'm not a computer whiz, but it seems to me like you have a pretty straightforward decision to make. The Cavern City level, I'm told, is the worst offender. So you either fix the problem or cut the level.
No. I don't think we're anywhere near that yet, you know? We just have to get it running up to full speed.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds bad. The level either works or it doesn't.
Okay, what if we just had like 4 more weeks, and then I promise we're gonna get the game running beautifully, okay?
You wanted the responsibility of being a department head. These are the hard choices a boss has to make. I wish I had better news for you, but we either fix the performance or lose that level.
I think a lot of things get lost in the shuffle on a big project like this. You know, there's so many departments, there's so many people, and it's really important for players when they're going through the game to feel something with the fountain. You know, they're on this journey in Exiles 3, they're going to the northern limit, and when they return, it's gonna have new meaning. I want the fountain to feel different. This is a photo of my grandmother. We would go visit her every summer and spend weekends with her, and the fountain was this place that she would always take us to. You know, we'd go see her, and it was, well, I can't describe it in just one word, and that's what's amazing about storytelling. It's magic. Hey, Ruth? Hey, Ruth, can you take this off for a second? I just wanted to run something. Sorry to bother you. I was just wondering, did Caron send you the information about the fountain?
Oh, I'm actually on my lunch right now, so we can talk in half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, this will just take 2 minutes, really, really quick. So basically, she was supposed to send you information about the fountain, you know, like depth, height, how much water there is. Did she send you that?
What fountain?
What fountain? The fountain for Exile 3. She was supposed to send you either an email or a picture file of everything so you could use it as a reference. She didn't send you anything?
No.
No, okay. Well, just to clarify, this is kind of what I'm looking for, exactly. And in terms of the water, like I really want the light to hit it, especially over there and like the texture. I can draw something out and then you can draw it and we'll just see how it kind of looks. Like, you know, whether you do that by hand or you do it on the computer. I really want the graphics to look really graphical.
You want the graphics to look really graphical.
Yeah. Yeah, and oh, you know what? If you can add sound effects too, like maybe you can get like the water gurgling, like the fountain is the focus. It is the whole most important part of the story. What do you think? It's all making sense? You'll be able to kind of get started on that today?
You know what? I'm gonna try so hard. I'm
Okay.
gonna rub my little brain cells together. And
That's great.
I definitely think that we can replicate this fountain from this random stock image of an old lady that you, for some reason, carry around with you. Okay, so basically we just use the clone tool, which copies other parts of the photo. In this case, we're copying the water, and then we're layering that over top of the rip here. So it's like we're erasing the seams of the photo. So we're gonna make it look like it was never ripped.
But it was.
Do you have the negative for this? Because if you do, and you get it redeveloped, I'll pay for it. For you to get redeveloped.
No,
and then
I don't have it.
Okay. I genuinely just thought it was a weird stock photo of a fountain. I'm sorry.
Are you going to be able to put the fountain in the game?
I'll do my best.
Because I want it to look like that size, shape, everything.
Yeah. Honestly, this game might not even make it to market.
I mean, I hope that's not the case. We've put a lot of time and energy into this. Like, what's holding you back? Why, you know?
Okay, well, so basically everything has to fit under this number, right? This is the
Okay.
amount of polygons that we can have. And we've already exceeded that by 10 times.
Oh. Why don't you just work backwards from that limit and then build a level around it?
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? I wish you were in charge.
Wait, but Caron wants to build the Cavern City level like as big as possible. Like record-breaking size.
Yeah, because Karen's an idiot. She's super ambitious. And I love her.
Okay, just to understand, so that would be the maximum number of graphics that we can have.
Sort of. That's our polygon budget per frame. Polygons are like the building blocks of the like the image.
Okay, so if someone is playing the game, they would look for, no, they would go and they would click on the polygons. And so when they click on it, then they can move around the game.
Well, okay, so it's not a point and click anymore because we're doing it in real time. So now people are just gonna move around with the arrow keys.
The arrow keys like on the keyboard?
Yeah. Well, it's like Doom, right?
Right.
You know the.
Pew pew. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What was the last video game that you played?
All right, yeah. So the fog allows us to draw all the models really nicely, but we just see less of them all the time.
Oh, Jesus, no.
No?
No, I hate it. I hate it.
All right, then there's always option 2. This is
Okay.
why I came up with option 2. And there we are, is no fog. No fog,
Okay.
high poly models up close. But then as we back away and they're in the distance.
Ah!
But like, you're so far away, you can't even see what it is, right?
What happened to the demo from a few days ago? That looked good.
The Eli's demo, yeah, no, that was awesome. But like when you break it down, that was just really a small environment with not that many models.
Are you sure? Because I remember it being like.
Yeah, he did optimize the shit out of it, but when you break it down, it was basically just like 2 cylinders for the islands. The grass was just a texture. Like all the levers and doors, those were really low poly. I don't know how he did that. But then the trees, I think that's what gets you the immersion.
Okay.
Like, gotta hand it to him.
So basically, what you're saying is, if I want to keep the levels big but still have the models look nice,
Then you can wait 8 to 10 years until computers can do that. But otherwise,
So most 3D games nowadays are just a series of hallways because they're incredibly easy to render. All of the objects that you see, like the barrels and the other barrels, they're just bitmaps. And it's not even rendering the whole screen because we've got this panel at the bottom, this bar here. That's not rendering anything.
Wait, so is that what our new game is going to look like? Because that looks worse than what we've had.
Yeah, it does. I know Caron has all of her dreams about it being photorealistic and so on, but you have to work within the constraints of the technology that you have. And at the end of the day, it's gonna look like a video game.
Oh, so this is a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
God. Look at all this. It's so beautiful. It's so like intricate and like how are we supposed to recreate this with a bunch of like hulking triangles, right? We don't even have as many as I want. Now I wonder what it would be like if like one of the greats made a video game, you know, like I've always wondered what it would be like if Karen Carpenter made a video game. You know, there would definitely be lots of beautiful flowers in it. Oh, and Steve Martin would be in it, for sure. And there would be a song about birds. Not one sparrow is forgotten, even the raven God will feed. And that's a Bible verse. It's actually about how no one can ever create anything as beautiful as nature. I fucking hate the Bible.
Okay, so we've managed to reduce the number to 600,000. That's really good.
Yeah. Would you also want to, instead of buildings, make it a courtyard? Like, what if you did 4 walls and then like the city as like a picture background?
Oh, that would be great. That would make it so much easier.
Okay.
Yes. Wait, wouldn't that mess up the story? Because I know there was some flavor text that was describing buildings.
Oh no, it's totally fine. They're just words. I can always write new words. This is amazing. You are just adding stuff, and I didn't think you could do that.
It's actually really easy. Everything is basically just a rectangle or a curve, so you're just moving lines around.
Is it that easy to make a video game?
I mean, it should be.
Right. I think it looks amazing. I think you've done such a good job with it. Would you consider adding more foliage? Like, is that something you would do?
I mean, we're trying to reduce, right? We're not trying to...
Okay, what if, because you want to have the trees, you want to have the bushes, what if you use like a bitmap image?
A bitmap image?
A bitmap
Yeah,
image,
we could use a... Well, the thing is, I would love to use bitmaps, but if I did that, then Eli would absolutely lose his mind. And
I mean,
let's delete some
just a
trees.
few
Oh my
clicks
gosh,
really
this is
quickly?
gonna
I
be
don't know,
so...
just-
he won't even notice.
won't
No, he'll
know.
notice, but I don't care. Goodbye, Grandfather Oak. Goodbye, Grandmother Oak. That
do you
I
remember
hate.
Metropolis? The mediator between head and hands must be the heart. We're the heart. Or wait, no, I guess because between us would be the manager, so Caron would technically be the heart.
What the hell are you talking about?
Do you remember Metropolis? Have you seen it?
That old movie with like the robot lady?
Yes, and then Madonna did a video, and then Moroder did a recut, and Freddie Mercury was in it.
Okay, before you just started listing random names, I think what you were trying to get at was a point about teamwork, yeah? I like working with you as well.
Well, I love this. You should be really proud of it, and maybe I can catch Caron and I can show her before she clocks out for the day. Do you have one of those square-shaped, it's like this big, comes in different colors, and then we'll bring it to my computer, and then we insert it, and then the files.
One of these?
Yeah. Hi, Caron. Sorry to bother you. Do you have a minute?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I've just been working on something, and I wanted you to take a look.
Sure.
So if we chop up the city, it's going to reduce the amount of triangles we have, so the poly count. And basically what
Okay,
I was...
no. I'm sorry. You just said so many awful things there. Reducing the poly count, we can't reduce any of the triangles in this game. We need it to be big, open, full levels, as I've been saying.
Well, I just thought, you know, and I talked to Ruth about it, and she thought it would be a good idea
You talked to Ruth about this before coming to me?
Oh, I'm so sorry. That was not my intention. I just wanted to talk to her to make sure that we could improve it.
Okay, you're trying to shrink this game. You're trying to put the Sistine Chapel on a Post-it note, right? I want to put it on the biggest piece of paper in the world.
We can do that. We can put it on multiple papers and then put them up in the world.
You know what? That's it. We're cutting the Cavern City level. It's just not
Oh
happening.
no, I this was just an idea. We don't have to do it. The cavern. We need the Cavern City level.
Yeah, we're cutting it. It's gone.
Okay, we'll just think about it. Okay. Well, you're the boss, so
Yeah, I am.
I wasn't trying to go behind your back.
It's not what it sounds like.
Okay. Was it worth it?
Of course it's worth it.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time.